How's it going, guys? It's Cole from See-Through Panel showing off Herakles Book 3 by Edouard Cour, published by Magnetic Press and retailing for $20 US. I did cover books 1 and 2 previously on the channel. If you've seen those videos, you know that I'm adoring this series. And this is the final book, so if you're worried about spoilers, please go read volumes 1 and 2. Even if you're familiar with the Herakles myth, in any different telling, any medium, whatever you've seen, there's tons of different ways you can digest that story, but this one has become my favorite of all time. So before watching this video, if you are interested in this version of the story, please read the first 2 books because it's an absolutely transformative version of the myth, in my opinion, and is unique in its own way, regardless of it being one of the most told stories of all time. If you've seen the other ones, you know that the art style is a huge factor in why I love this book so much. The textured graphite lines and the very intricate backgrounds and things. I can't say if I just was shown this book that I would say that I love the style off the bat, but as I've been reading it, Cour's become one of my favorite artists, and I've really only seen this book. I don't know anything else he's really done, but this book has been an absolute treat visually, let alone plot-wise, narratively. It's just killer. It'll make you laugh, cry, shake your fists up in the air. I mean, it's got a little bit of everything. I do have a problem with the glue kind of separating at the pages there. The only thing keeping these pages in this book is the end papers. That's not the book's fault. The copies I got look like they've been sitting in a warehouse for years. This book has been published a long time ago, and you can kind of see that. You can see right through to the backboard. Yeah. Doesn't really matter. I'll probably just glue it. It'll be fine. But this page specifically, I was sad that had that problem. I can feel the glue because the depictions of Hera's rage that she sends Herakles into is so violent in this book. Not just the subject matter of the rages, but the actual depiction of them visually is violent. These panels are so full of rage and blood and just emotion that you can really feel the pain of Herakles as he's doing things that he has no control over, and it's depicted in a very compelling way that really makes you hate a lot of characters in the story and feel bad for Herakles, who is not a great guy by any means, but you do feel bad for him for the things happening to him. I'm going to keep this short because I've talked about a lot of these things before in the other books, but I do just want to say this has been fantastic. I'd recommend it to anyone, even if you're ridiculously familiar, you know the myth like the back of your hand. This book is an absolutely unique story, regardless of what it's based on. The art and the tone and the diverging plot lines and everything really make it a package that is different than anything else I've ever seen in comics, and it's probably one of the best things I'll read this year, if not the best thing. And it's been out for a long time. I'm just getting to it very late. Really dark pages when he's seeing gods or in the rage. It's kind of hard to show those off with the lighting, but I will just be flipping through some stuff here. Pretty heavy spoiler stuff. This is the last book. You gotta know what to expect with that. A lot of different influences that I love to see. Manga-style fight scenes. The tone reminds me of a lot of European like fantasy graphic novels I've read. The layouts are kept very clean and simple most of the time, barring book 2 had a lot of different stuff. The lettering, I actually noticed, I said in the last video that Herakles, his word balloons are always square, but that is actually true for all of the godly beings in this book. They all have square word balloons like this guy here. And I found that to be very interesting. It's something I really didn't notice, and I really like to think I noticed those things, but the story just breezes by so quickly. You can really read this thing super fast if you want to. Not a lot of words on the page. The layouts being so clean and effective makes it so you're just flipping and flipping through the book, and before you know it, you're done. You could read all 3 of these books in a day, and you probably wouldn't appreciate the art as much as you should if you read it that fast, but I definitely think it would still be a worthwhile experience. And it is very cool to me that you can read this very quickly, understand it, and then read it again and get an entirely different perspective on it, especially considering the art. Because, I mean, obviously there's nuances to the story, but it is relatively simple in terms of just bare bones plot. And at this point, I'm just flipping to show you some really awesome art because there's not really a lot to say. I've been praising this book the last 3 videos of mine, and I know they didn't perform very well past the first one, but I really don't care. I just love the series. I've been repeating myself a lot in these videos, but it's all true. I've just been enjoying it a lot, and I don't really want to skip the final book when I've just loved it, adored it. But I'll be flipping to the back here now. Also, I haven't been showing off a lot of the appendix stuff, but very cool breakdowns with silhouettes of all the characters and descriptions of them. I'm going to flip to the last page because it's very, very beautiful, actually. Last few pages. So this is heavy spoilers. This is him ascending to godhood. The layouts here are breathtaking. Like broken glass, like fractured glass almost, just going through his memories. Beautiful spread there. Getting very different little mixed media kind of feeling off these last pages. Yeah, that's all I have to say for this series. I really, really loved it. It's going to be up there on some of the best things I've ever read. I mean, I very much have a bias because I love mythology and I love this story, but even compared to other versions of this story, I just think this one is too good. It's too good. It truly is, as I said, a transformative experience for this story. So if you watched all 3 of these, I really appreciate it. If you watched just one of them, like this one, please read the book. I just showed you the last pages, so that's a problem, but I really, really cannot recommend this highly enough. So thanks for watching, guys. Peace.